Let's see if this works. Don't see anything popping up yet on either one of them.
It's on your main profile, right?
It's on both.
Let me see.
I'm checking right now too.
Same.
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, cool. And I can always edit this shit out later. So, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is a work in progress here, guys. I apologize. The last time I tried to go live, it didn't work. So, oh, and I can see how many viewers I have too. Oh, it's just
You should
me.
see. You should.
It's just
You
me.
should be able to see the live comments too.
Yeah, that's what I have set up. Well, either way, well, I can always edit all this shit out and have a nice little starting point. So, with that being said, this is the Zodiac, and this is the Zodiac podcast. This is the greatest podcast you've never heard of. A podcast about wrestling, pop culture, movies, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. This is the podcast that fully supports Braun Breaker finally getting a real match on Raw this past week.
Yep.
That being said, my guest today, the gremlin, the dog face gremlin, yeah.
Yeah.
My guest today, first, the prodigal son has returned. He is a member of the Fallen Dynasty, CJ Renegade.
What's good, everybody? CJ Renegade, multimedia champion, Fallen Dynasty, all kinds of entertainment. Let's get it, man.
And also, I have the owner, or I'm sorry, one of the owners of All Content Entertainment, and that being Mr. Thabos. How are you, sir?
Hello, hello. Doing pretty good.
All right. Now we're gonna do this is gonna be a very heavy gaming episode. That being said, I know y'all are a little bit younger than I am, so my answer will probably be a little bit different than y'all's. But what is the first gaming system controller that you ever held? CJ, I'll start with you.
If I remember correctly, it's either the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, or it could have been the 64. My memory's all fuzzy on that because I remember having one here at my house and one at my mom's job. So I think if I want to be realistic, I think it's the NES.
Okay, and Thabos, what about you?
The first controller I really got to learn when I was younger was probably with the Xbox 360. But I did get to play some older systems that had the WWF No Mercy with my friends when I was little. So I got a feel of that type of gaming system. But I grew up on the Xbox shit, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Unfortunately, goddamn.
Yeah, with me being a tad older, believe it or not, my first system was not the Atari 2600. It was actually the original Atari Pong system. My parents had that in the closet, pulled it out one day. This is the 70s. Imagination was key back then. So, but definitely the Atari was my second, but the first was the Pong system. Just bloop, bloop, bloop. Kind of boring to today's standards, but back then it was like the shit. And, you know. And I know that particular Pong game was actually an arcade game for quite a while before it became a home console. With that being said, again, with the age gap here, guys, what was your favorite gaming system? Thabos, I'll start with you on this one.
Favorite gaming system? Growing up, it was always the Xbox, but until the next gen came out, I just fell in love with the PlayStation 4. And it's just, I love the exclusives each system has, but it's just something about PlayStation, man. Just the whole setup, the whole feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta say that. I mean, I spent $800 on the PS5 whenever it first came out.
oh God.
Yeah. I remember when they were selling it in bundles, and I spent my whole paycheck.
Shit.
Fuck that. I got mine. I got my PS5 not too long ago with the Air Force Exchange for $300, no taxes.
Oh shit.
Lucky.
Yeah, it's one of the perks of that.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Renegade? What is your favorite system of all time?
Yeah, it's tough because I've had a lot of systems. I've had the 64, the GameCube, PS2, like all the PlayStations besides the first one, Xbox. But if I had to pick like the number one, it would have to be probably the GameCube because um,
Nice. Yeah.
I have a lot of games in that particular system. I would say PS2, but it's just the GameCube really stuck with me most of my life, and I still have it to this day. I'm just missing the power cords. That's the only problem. My very first games were Super Mario Sunshine and Super Smash Brothers Melee. Those are
Nice.
the very first two games I got, and when I first got them, I played them like I make sure I got everything on those games, and then I got more and more and more games. So,
Yeah.
but the GameCube really is the only system I had that stuck by me through all these years.
Yeah, I had the GameCube there for a while, and I used to play Mario Kart Double Dash on it, Mario Party,
Hell yeah.
um, Rogue Leader. I think that's the name of that game. It was a Star Wars game. Um, and there's a couple other games that I would play on that system, but if I had to pick one system that was my favorite, it has to be the PS2.
Hell yeah.
The fat one, not the skinny one. The fat one prefer because that one had all the extras you could put out. You could put the hard drive in there. You could do all this extra shit, and not only that, but there was a lot of games that are really good on that system that you could play over, and even today they're still worth playing.
Hell
Um,
yeah. I
with
agree.
that with the PlayStation 2. So is it a safe assumption that we all here at one point have had or played a PlayStation 2?
I had the slimmer.
was-
I had the little one. I had
Okay.
that one.
So then we'll segue into the next question, which is when you see a PlayStation 2, what is the first game that comes to your mind?
Hmm,
Oh man, that
that's
um,
tough.
the first game that comes to my mind, believe it or not, is Godzilla Save the Earth. That one really stuck with me.
That's totally random.
Because that one I had that one. I had Lego Star Wars, the first one,
hmm
and then I
Yeah.
had Twisted Metal Black. Um, I had a lot of random and weird games on the PS2. Jaws was one of them. But yeah, that's like that's the only game that comes to my mind is Save the Earth because I've always played that one on the PS2. I just don't have it anymore, which sucks.
What about you, Thabos?
It would just probably be like the Lego Star Wars, the first one. Because again, I really didn't have a system growing up till like I was like maybe 6, maybe 7. I could be wrong, but I would always go to my friends to play their systems, and they had the older ones. I thought the games were really really fucking cool.
Now, there's a couple of games on the PS2 that are like my favorites. Like NBA Street Volume 2 is definitely on that list. You may or may not know that one. Of course, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which is top 5 all time PS5
Yeah.
or PS2 games. But the one that I associate the most with, and you may or may not have ever heard of it, it's called SSX Tricky. It's a snowboarding game. It has an awesome beginning intro soundtrack. I would play it, but they would probably kick me off for playing it. But it pretty much has Run DMC's Tricky remixed to visuals of the gameplay at the very
Okay.
beginning. It is a badass game that they've had a couple of SSX games before and a couple after, but this one, without a doubt, is the best one that they've ever had.
Mhm.
So if you ever get a chance, Google it, YouTube it, just watch the gameplay. It's fucking insane. It's like NBA Jam, but for snowboarding is the best way I can describe it. Just you
That
can do
sounds
some,
fucking sick.
you can do a bunch of insane tricks and all this other bullshit. It's fucking incredible. Um, all right. Now, I was looking at the news, wrestling news earlier in the week, and there's been talks of Double A Arn Anderson coming back to WWE, but they want him to come back as a possible manager for Cody Rhodes. I'm just curious, what do y'all think about that? Is that a step up or a step down for Mr. Cody Rhodes?
I mean, he's fine where he's at, but I feel like it'll probably be somewhat of a step down. But we'll probably see some good moments, like how it was in AEW. But I feel like it'll probably somewhat kill his momentum. Like, say he's there to be the good guy, but knowing the storytelling, what if he is the reason for Cody losing the title to someone? What if he has a motive?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't really see it as a step down or a step up. I just don't think it's necessary because Cody's fine where he's at. He's obviously, I think, in my opinion, he's one of the best babyface champions they have right now because as a champion, he's going around, he's interacting with the fans, he's making memories for people to have him as champion. So that's the way I see it as Cody. Even though the story is technically over, this is the epilogue, like what he's doing as champion. Like, okay, so he's doing all the shows, he's defending the titles as he goes, doing these live events, meeting fans, he's having fans in the ring, signing stuff, like making memories for these people to have down the line while he's still champion. So for Anderson to come back, I don't think it'll be good or bad. It's not necessary. He's already doing fine on his own. Would it be interesting? Yes. And like Thabos said, it could be a storytelling thing where he has a motive to come back. Maybe down the line, he screws him over the title. So maybe that can be a thing for WWE to have. But I just don't think at the moment it's necessary. If they do it, more power to them. It may be storytelling. Who knows? I just don't think it's necessary for him to work together right now.
And I look at it too is that Arn Anderson has that history with Dusty, like Arn and Dusty, and even you go to the Ric Flair, people like that. They all have this history together back in the old NWA and then WCW. So to me, it's if they do it, it'll reflect when CM Punk was champion, and then they brought in Paul Heyman to be the mouthpiece, and then CM Punk went from the babyface to the heel champion in the middle of his reign. That's the angle I'm seeing that they're probably going to do with it. Do I think Arn needs to be a manager? No, because normally a manager is the mouthpiece for the wrestler. You look at Paul Heyman as a good example of that. He was, the mouthpiece for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And let's be real, Roman Reigns cannot cut a promo to save his fucking life. And Brock does not talk half the time anyway. And when he does, it's usually like, I'll kill you, and it's just him being a big old bad guy. Yeah. But Cody has the mic skills to carry himself, so I don't see a justification to bring Arn. I'd love to see him back in the company. I would love it, but at the same time, I don't think it's needed. And if they do it that way, I would prefer they do it to where we see Cody make that babyface to heel switch in the middle of his title reign.
Yeah,
just like CM Punk did many years ago.
God.
I know it feels like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. It's like 10 years ago, 11 years ago,
almost. Yeah,
I know. But we'll segue into this next topic. I found this earlier, but when I was making the show prep, they had it was a meme. It had 4 different champions, WWE champions in the past 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
It has how long they were champions and how many title defenses they had. And the numbers may baffle you. We have CM Punk, 434 days. He defended it 149 times. So 25% of the time he was defending it, which is, I like that. You have AJ Styles, 371 days as champion, 111. Still a good number.
Yeah.
And then we get to the 2 bottom feeders here. You got Brock Lesnar. 504 days as Universal Champion, 16 title defenses.
Yeah, that one was
16.
16, Jesus.
That's
man.
horrible. I mean, I mean, does Brock think he's fucking Draven, defending it whenever the fuck he wants? I mean, seriously, you know what I mean? We'll talk about that later, but
Yeah.
that's just a bullshit number. And then, of course, we got Roman Reigns. 1,316 days, 57 title defenses. 57.
That I never really. I honestly think Roman should have dropped the title when he fought Cody the first time.
Agreed, 100%.
The whole extra year didn't really. It was completely unnecessary, but I guess they were trying to make a modern star added to the history for the WWE title. Because
not just that, but you got to remember though, at the time, Vince was still in charge, and at the time, Roman was Vince's boy, just like Austin Theory was.
Yeah, look at that turned out.
And then since then, Roman dropped the title, which he was going to do it eventually, and then Austin Theory has become a whimper, just gone.
Yeah,
he's not at the potential that he. I mean, I think Austin Theory could be a good wrestler. It's just that promo that Cena cut on him like a year ago, and he's like, the fact that I have to show up and put justification of you being the champion is sad. That just tells me you're not doing your job.
No,
and Cena's not wrong. If you got to bring in a dude who's about this close to retiring, and for him to go, oh well, we're gonna bring in Cena to legitimize you having the belt by having him beat you. Like, no, really shouldn't have to be put over by somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I mean, I know he beat him clean, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm all about that, but seriously, I don't know. Vince McMahon really fucked up the company a lot, and Triple H is kind of trying to rebuild the company right now, and it's I don't know. Just
I wouldn't say trying. He's actually doing a pretty good job.
Actually. Oh no, yeah, that's what I meant. He's doing a great job. It's just that he has to work with what he has, and as soon as he became creative control, he brought back Bray Wyatt. He brought back people like Braun Strowman. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the full potential of Bray Wyatt, but there was a lot planned that was supposed to come. And it's just sad that we'll never get to see his story. Granted, they're teasing the whole Uncle Howie thing, which I'm curious about. And there's been rumors about Alexa Bliss may or may not reprise her role in that particular group, which is fine. She's been gone for, a year and a half now, I think?
Yeah,
a while.
Yeah, just about.
But I know she's back in the gym. She's training. She's getting herself back up. That'll be a huge pop when she shows up.
Oh,
but I just think that a champion, any champion, not just the big title. I'm talking about all the way down to the U.S. title and the tag titles should be defended at least once a week or once every two. Period. And I know, especially when it comes to all content, there's very limited talent that we have. So people don't want to see Draven take on the same people over and over again. It's like, okay, fine. When is he going to fucking lose to this person or whatever the fuck? So, but I totally get that. Let's see. Then now we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast. The matches that have been announced for All Content Entertainment's No Regrets, which is going to be on June 29th at the Galvan Ballroom at 7 is when the show starts. And we have a pre-show at 6.
Yes, we have a pre-show at 6:30 or 6. Actually, I think it's around 6. We're going to be having 2 matches from XHW. Yeah.
Who? Who?
The guys from Laredo from Extreme Hardcore Wrestling. They're going to be having 2 matches. One of them being a 6-man tag, which is going to be between Team Maine versus Team Pirate.
So they're Team Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Maine, Team Pirate.
I'm just calling Man.
And the next match will be a hardcore title match. XHW hardcore title between Rebel Kid, who is the current champion, taking on Pig Clown.
Clown.
Who again?
But yep, those are the 2 matches produced by them. Followed with us, we have already announced Howler of Fallen Dynasty taking on Dark Disciple of Mayhem in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Now, as we announce these, I want to talk about them individually. I didn't really watch the promo. I forget who cut it, if it was Howler or Disciple. But who the fuck just shows up to someone's house and lets themselves in? Seriously. But at least he didn't pull a Stone Cold and break into his house, So
Yeah, that would have been me.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who
You
just
saw
shows
Howler's
up?
attack dog, right?
No.
Oh yeah, the the little dog.
Mhm.
I mean,
Sick him, does nothing.
I mean, this
Fix
match,
stuff.
to me, this match makes sense because according to Howler, I don't know how true this is or not. Y'all would know more than me because y'all see him more than I do. But Mayhem kidnapped Howler and locked him in a room and hid him away for a little over a year.
Mhm.
And
That's what
apparently,
caused his not being
apparently, Disciple's the one that did it, which would explain why when Draven tasked me and Disciple to find him, why we couldn't find him, because Disciple knew where he was. He was just like, oh, fuck this. Howler is going to be in the little box we put him in. So it makes sense for these two to have some sort of beef, because that's pretty much the face of the issue.
Of course.
Is Disciple. And I know I'm not going to, I do with the commentary team before the show, I want to do a all content, both my podcast and Ben's podcast do a joint picks show for the next PLE, but I'm not looking to do picks now. There's still a lot more TNTs to drop between now and then. But what's the next match after that on the card?
The next match will be CJ Renegade of Fallen Dynasty taking on the Mad Dog, Sal Ochoa.
Ooh, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
Although I have in my hot sheets here that apparently Mad Dog has been told by his boss that he has to pick between his job or wrestling. Gee, I'm just saying, one pays the bills, one doesn't. And maybe that'll be an excuse for him not to show up to the match. I mean, CJ Renegade wins by default. I'd rather see CJ Renegade whoop his ass, but that's just me. But, I just
think honestly, no one in all content gives me a good fight. So I mean, I had to go for the big one pretty much.
Oh,
not even Draven can give me that, honestly. So I'd rather just go for the one that actually has decent fighting experience. So I just went for the Mad Dog instead.
Fair enough. I like that. You aim high, and whatever happens.
Yep.
Is there any stipulations or gimmicks for that match, or is it just a straight match?
This one's going to be a straight match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can have a clean fight. And, well, I'm excited for this match.
Yeah.
Both know the people they've been training with. They're real good friends. I know that for a fact. So
Yeah.
this is definitely going to be one of the matches of the night.
And I just had I just had 2 matches this past weekend, so I'm ready for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
All right. What's the next match?
Next one will be the Maniac versus an opponent that I'm going to announce at the show.
Oh, really? I must have missed that. Okay, so it's a mystery opponent for the Maniac since he doesn't have a match as of yet.
Yeah. Could have been me, but they didn't want to do that yet. So.
And it's good to save that, a little build up a little storyline, a little suspense for the match for the match. I get that. Oh, cool. That should be. It's hard to speculate on the match when you don't know who the opponent is.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm not the biggest fan of Mayhem, but I do know Maniac is the real workhorse of that particular faction. It's not Draven, it's not Disciple, it's Maniac. Because Maniac's not afraid to defend his title day in and day out. So I think he's the only one who's truly earned his spot in that particular faction.
Yeah.
But I still hate the faction anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, next match.
The next match is Gavin Ace taking on Lazarus in an I Quit match.
Now, this, I watched that promo that Lazarus dropped not too long ago, and that was the fact that Gavin asked for an I Quit match. That is a little bit against his character, but I like the fact that he knows who he's going up against. So, what better way to play with Lazarus' ego than to play to the voices that are in his head, which I still think that's Lord Draven. I do. I mean, I can't think of anybody else who would be in his head right now.
I'm so surprised that Lazarus is letting someone like Draven still in his head after the bullshit he pulled. I mean,
yeah, agreed. And the fact that Lazarus did exactly what Draven wanted to do, and he ended up kicking him out just because it didn't go the way he wanted to.
I just think Lazarus is better off without Mayhem, but I mean, if you want someone to boss him around or whatever, I mean, why not? I guess he has some kind of kick for that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, agreed. That's all Draven does. He barks orders, but he doesn't do anything.
He has a what is it called? A domination kink. There you go.
Yeah. We'll see him come out in a Gimp mask. So
shit, I wouldn't doubt it. His freaking outfit looks weird, so I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, the next match.
The next match is going to be Merciless Marcus Ray taking on Big Ed for the Dark Web Championship.
Now, this one, I don't know. I could go either way on this one because Marcus Ray lately has been on a heel kick lately. He's been kind of a dick. I don't know if that's just the after effects of that particular belt. I don't know. But at the same time, I can't root for Big Ed because he says he joined the military, but he joined the Coast Guard. That's not the military. That's DOT, not DOD. So I guess his ASVAB score wasn't high enough. But then again, he played offensive line in football, so his IQ can't be too high.
Hey, wait a minute. I played offensive line. Wait a minute. Like, wait a minute.
But you're not Big Ed, so it's okay. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Just in general.
I think this match was definitely a random one. When I saw him won the Rumble for the Dark Web title opportunity, I was kind of obviously disappointed because I lost, but I do like to see Marcus take on someone who is a lot younger and still, fresh because he's really young for his age, but also really strong and athletic. So to see Marcus go against someone like that can be a treat for the crowd. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Do I think Marcus will win? It's maybe. I mean, there's no telling yet, but I just think Ed will give Marcus a fight, and Marcus should not take him lightly.
Oh, agreed, 100%. Big Ed's not a little guy. I've been to the ring with Big Ed once or twice, and he's the real deal. I don't know if he's ready for a title yet, but he earned his shot, so I hope he makes the best of it. What do you think, Thabos?
It's going to be an interesting matchup. I know Marcus Ray has been the workhorse lately, promoting representing this brand alongside that championship. He has been going to multiple promotions, and recently they just had a match for Loco Wrestling versus Zodiac Asylum. I will have that video fully uploaded to YouTube, hopefully by tonight. I gotta edit it as soon as we're done with this podcast.
Wow, where's mine at?
I can edit it.
Wow.
I can edit it.
He would post a 5-on-5 than me. Then that's crazy,
bro. I could schedule both.
That's crazy, bro.
But both guys, I know we're having our own storylines, but when it comes to facing another company, we all have to work together. Both men, including CJ Renegade himself, all the guys that represented Ace did phenomenal. I know it was a slaughterhouse for them. They got fucked in the ass, like bad, like without any lube, bro.
Literally.
No spit or anything.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah, I saw some clips.
And I walked away just fine.
I saw a couple of clips of that match. I was like, dude, I don't know if I can watch this. This looked brutal. Just some of the beatings these guys took. It's just unfucking real.
Yeah, I was not expecting all that. I was just expecting chairs and doors. That's the only thing they told us.
They lied.
Yeah, they definitely lied to you, Thabos. They lied to you.
Fuck yeah, bro.
After the Big Ed match, what do we got?
After that, we go into our semi-main event, the Fatal 4-Way for the Hardcore Content Championship. That is Anthony Spike, who is the current champion, taking on Sage Unholy, taking on Randy A. Steel, and Hardcore Striker.
I mean, I'm gonna put Anthony Spike in the same category as Lord Draven. He hasn't defended the title in what, like a month? I mean, come on, where's he been? Seriously, especially with a hardcore title. I mean, I don't know what the rules are for that particular belt, but that should be a belt defended all the time, anywhere, everywhere.
I think that was the case beforehand until I think.
Oh, that's right. They took that. They took that stipulation away when I forget who. Oh, I think Anthony, when he won it, he took that stipulation away.
No, it was I think Mac. Mac took it.
That's who it was. That's right. But I get why they did it, but still, I think that should be a belt that's defended all the time, not just on an episode of TNT or Facebook Fight Night. But you got the wild card, Sage Unholy, who we haven't seen since Sun Sandwiches and Suplexes. When I think he attacked somebody. I forget who he attacked.
He attacked Spike and Striker.
That's right. Yeah,
he got escorted out.
Then you got Randy Steele, who the weak link in Mayhem, which is saying something. Then you got Striker, who just will not rest until he has that gold around his waist yet again. And then you got Anthony Spike, who comes and goes whenever he wants, who apparently is being sponsored by the Recycled Corn podcast, which is also run by Sir Benjamin, my commentary partner. I don't know. I see this being a very bloody fight because they're all going to want that. And especially after the match that Steele had with Striker a couple of weeks back on TNT, which was a banger of a match. I mean, I'm still shocked by that match. I don't know. I see the title changing hands. I just don't know who I want to pick to win the match because I can't really pick Mayhem because I can't stand them, but I can't stand Hardcore Striker either. So it's like, fuck it. I'm going to enter the title and I'm going to win it, but I'm not medically cleared to wrestle, so it's okay. So.
I just don't think Spike is hardcore material for the title.
I
just don't think he is. I was surprised when he won it at Sunset Bitches and Suplexes. I honestly thought Striker would have a long reign with the title. I agree about Sage. I don't really see him as hardcore material either. I mean, because I never see him in matches like this. Mm-hmm. I rarely see him, so it's kind of hard to tell. Randy, he had that match with Striker. I give him that, but beforehand there was just no hardcore like anything beforehand.
Yeah.
So I see Striker being the horse to pick for this match because he's held that belt, I think, more times than anybody. I believe so, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right.
He's held it more than anybody. He actually can pull hardcore matches. So I'm just going with Striker in this one because I don't see Spike, Sage, or Randy as hardcore material. Maybe Randy after the match between him and Striker beforehand, but even then, I still think Striker is the proper hardcore champion. That's the way I see it.
Agreed, 100%. And you said that was the co-main event. So what is the other half of that main event?
Well, this will be the actual main event. It will be myself taking on Macario in a winner takes full control of all content entertainment street fight match.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. The way he had to weasel his way into this match for full control is the most pathetic display of anything I've ever seen in my life. It's pathetic. It's disrespectful. It's disgusting. And I hope you mop the fucking floor with him because this is a guy who has been within inches of beating Draven and has failed on numerous occasions. So now it's like, well, if I can't be champion, I can be the owner. So I don't know. I don't see. I mean, I have to go with Thabos because you're the boss, and I kind of want to see the power where it stays. I don't see anything good happening if Mercadio wins, at least not for anybody in the company. He may start letting people go and stripping titles and shit like that. So I think he's a bit power hungry just by the way he made that match.
I got some
So
tricks up my sleeve for this match, so I'm really looking forward to it. Personally, I might fucking die, but you know what? I'm gonna die for you, the fans. Whether I win, if I'm lifeless, this is my company.
so now this is a street match, right?
Yes,
Like so falls count anywhere or just in the ring?
most likely we'll probably keep it in the ring.
So pretty much it's a no disqualification match. So anything goes, no holds barred. I know what your ace up the sleeve is. Is this guy, Mr. CJ Renegade? I already know. I've watched enough wrestling.
Not even. I have to. I like to, but I'd rather have Thabos fight his own battles because I'll probably be dead after the Sal match anyway if that ever happens. You know, because, like I said, Sal will probably give me a good fight, and I'll probably be too tired to do anything. So you probably won't see me in that match. Maybe someone else. No
Yeah, I can't
We're full of surprises.
I can't help but notice that Lord Draven doesn't have a match in this show yet again. I mean, is he ducking opponents now, or just no one stepping up to the plate?
Well, we really haven't heard from Lord Draven. Me personally, I hear a rumor saying that he's still injured, but who knows? Who really knows?
And of course, a fan favorite, I don't think he has a match, and that is the Madman. I don't see him having a match.
Yes, we do have some content creators not participating within this event. But if something were to change the day of the event, we could have them there as backups. Just we had too much of a full card, and we really don't have much stories except for the people we've been using constantly. And I know we've seen a decline in a bunch of faces on our Thursday night throwdowns, and we missed an episode. What was it, last week due to the scheduling conflicts with everyone, graduation, and all this other stuff. So we're really. It's just
also the weather. So
yeah, weather too with the excessive heat, the fucking floods. It's been a bad month for us.
Yeah, you're talking about faces disappearing from TNT. There is a particular person. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it or not, but he goes by the name of No Nose Logan.
Oh God, that clown.
Are we allowed to talk about what happened with him, or is that kind of?
We'll just say we're gonna let him go quietly.
Oh, fuck that! I want to talk shit about him. Fuck that shit. I want to know. I need the tea. I need the tea. What the fuck? What happened?
Oh man, it's just he was saying like we're not using him.
He was just being petty. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's funny because he had emailed me a while back about, hey, I'm thinking about leaving all content, but when I have my final match, I want to be on your podcast and I want to talk about my time in all content. Mm-hmm. I never replied, but my thought was, you've been in like 3 matches. I mean,
like what time have you had actually?
Yeah, exactly. I think you've done really. Your only claim to fame is the nickname that I gave you on commentary. That's pretty much all you're known for. That and being a little bitch when there were some issues at what was it, Fatality? Yeah, Fatality. I'm not going to go into details about that situation, but I just know that some shit went down and he ran tailed around like a little bitch. So, fuck that. We don't need that in this company. Good fucking riddance. Nice knowing you. You know. Now, another person we haven't seen in a while is Joey Black, the last Ronin, or whatever he's fucking calling himself now. Is he on hiatus, or is he still part of the company? What's up with him?
He's still part of this company. It's just we just don't have nothing creative right
Ah,
Like last time I've seen him, we did train a couple of times, but he wasn't clear on like what he was gonna do at that point.
I got you.
Me and him are, I mean, we're close, but he doesn't tell me everything. Like I know we do train on a couple of occasions when he really wants to get back in shape. He has gotten a little better ever since then, but I don't know if he continued it without me or I don't know what he's been up to. So there's really no telling what he's doing at the moment. But knowing JoJo, he'll bounce back eventually.
Yeah, he's just one of those people that we've seen and then we don't see. I mean, especially and that same thing with the Madman. And does Disciple have a match in this show? I didn't hear.
He's
He does.
Howler.
Oh, that's right. Duh. See, that's how invested I am in that particular match because I just hope Howler just wipes the floor with that little bitch Disciple. If Disciple was as good as wrestling as he is running his mouth, he would still be Dark Web champion, and that's a fact.
I do want to thank our sponsors for no regrets. Opie, the Bird, the VIP Bird of Texas Wrestling. He's been to so many shows such as Baracho Pro, TWC. He was just there at Loco, GCWA. He goes to all the wrestling shows here in Texas. Thank you for sponsoring. Also with Texas Wrestling Cartel, sponsoring Sal Ochoa, and Reagan's Review, sponsoring CJ Renegade, and of course the Recycled Corn Podcast, sponsoring Anthony Spike.
Now that brings up another question I have about that. If somebody wanted to sponsor, say, the show, how would they go about that?
They just go ahead and message our page. We have different tiers. We could work within your budget. You could just talk with us, and we can try to work out something together so we can both grow.
And if somebody wanted to sponsor a match, like say they wanted to sponsor, I don't know, say the Maniac match that with the mystery partner, how would that go about?
We just message our page, and we'll discuss it right then and there. Because I have the whole Facebook page, Instagram page that I'll be talking to y'all, or wrestlers that will be hitting me up. Or if y'all call our official phone number that's also on our Facebook page, Macario, he has the business phone, so he'll be answering the fucking calls and all this other shit.
Well, he has it for now.
Yeah,
Hopefully after June 29th, he won't have that phone anymore. It'll go back to where it belongs. Well, do y'all have any other thoughts, concerns about No Regrets and even the future going forward that y'all want to bring up and discuss?
I am scared for this show because this is going to be the most critiqued show we've ever produced. Because we have so many fans who are very interested in the show, and some of them are very, very heavy hitters whenever they do watch professional.
And I am kind of bummed out. I did want to be there. I'm not going to be able to make it to the show, but I definitely will enjoy doing commentary like I always do. Just, sometimes scheduling comes up, all that good stuff. But, yeah. How about you, CJ? Anything you want to add?
I will say this is my first PLE actually competing at. I know the last one I interfered, and ever since then I haven't been in any PLEs ever since then. So this is my very first one. Am I nervous? Of course. Any event that I'm competing in, I'll be nervous. But I just think that this one in particular, it'll definitely be a heavy hitter. It probably will hit the same energy as SSBS. The matches are really good. I am really excited for my match in particular. Thabos' Howlers. I just think he is right. There are people out there that are going to critique the show. If we all put the effort, the matches and the show itself will be, again, like I think I would probably be even better than SSBS.
Damn.
I'm hoping we at least reach triple digits in fans because the last show we had approximately 96 fans, which is our highest fan attendance for a backyard company.
Yeah, we've come a long way since
What's up, Marcus?
the very
Thanks
first.
for watching.
Who?
Marcus Ray.
Who?
Wow.
That's funny. Yeah, I did see his comment. Marcus Ray, we were just talking shit about you.
Me especially.
Yeah. Got to point out the obvious.
No.
But definitely some props. I saw the after effects of that he was in the 5-on-5 match, and I saw the after effects, and it looked brutal. I was like, fuck, I'm glad I wasn't there. Ugh.
One of the daredevils and highlights in the fucking main event.
Yeah.
From jumping off, what was it, that scaffold?
Yeah, or something. Yeah, he jumped off of something. Now, that being said, the Fallen Dynasty, you have Thabos, you have CJ Renegade, we have Howler, and now we have Hardcore Striker, who kind of was forced into it with a match he had not too long ago. And the fifth member, Rudy Gagne. Where is Rudy? We haven't seen him in a while. Is he?
Rudy, right now, he is medically cleared for in-ring competition, and I know personally, the way they have him scheduled at work is insane.
Gotcha.
And like he works like at those like I know it's a refinery, but I don't know which one specifically. And I know the hours over there go crazy, especially because I know he's raising his family and all that. You know.
Which is understandable. That's kind of why we don't give him a lot of shit for what we've been doing. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I don't give him a lot of shit for working a lot. I mean,
And
you do what you got to do first, especially for your family. So
True, 100%. But is there a chance we'll see him at No Regrets, or
I'll do the emoji. I'll do the emoji.
We're Fallen Dynasty, man. I'm gonna have tricks up my sleeves. You just never know what night.
Yeah, that's true.
I will know there's one person in particular that has been reaching out to me about Fallen Dynasty. I won't say his name yet, but just know that there's one person that has really been interested in joining the Fallen Dynasty. I won't say his name yet because it's still under, I still don't even know if it's going to happen or not.
Is he going to be the fifth man?
I was going to say, is he already in the company, or is he somebody on the outside looking in?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I like that answer. I like that answer. You're not giving me any clues. I like that. I actually respect that. Yeah.
It could be another backyarder just like us, or it could be a professional. It's
just know he's been eyeballing the Fallen Dynasty for the longest. So
okay,
he feels Mayhem is not. He feels Mayhem's time is already up. So,
well, I've been saying that since October, but hey,
yeah,
but yeah, whoever this is, he sounds like a very smart individual, and I look forward to, like I said, I look forward to doing this show and commentary. Again, I can't be there, but that's okay. You know, I got to do what I got to do for myself as well. So,
of course.
So that being said, we will bring this episode to a close. Mr. CJ Renegade, if you want to give out your socials and where we could find you on social media.
So, like I said, multimedia champ. So I'm going to be all over these platforms: Spotify, CJ Renegade, Snapchat, basically every single app that's on here is CJ Renegade OI. I'm on Spotify for music. Same with podcasts myself, but not for, stuff like this. It's for D&D, but that's a whole different thing. Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, all CJ Renegade OI. You see me around town with the Instagram handle on my truck, so you can find me easier that way as well. Representing all content entertainment.
And you, Mr. Thabos?
For my socials, it's just gonna be Thabos_adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. It's gonna be Thabos Adventures as well.
People still use Snapchat?
Man.
I use it to promote. That's really it, for the public story and all that. So
exactly, public story.
That's where all my bitches are. So on Snapchat. I ain't lying. As for myself, again, I am thejoshzodiac, and this is the Josh Zodiac podcast. You can find me on TikTok and Facebook. Just search the Josh Zodiac podcast. Like, subscribe, and follow. I also have an X account. It's just at Josh Zodiac Pod. And you can find the podcast, the Josh Zodiac podcast, on Spotify and iHeartRadio. and the video portion of this podcast will be on YouTube. New episodes are uploaded every Wednesday. I am changing the time. I have it coming out at noon. That is way too fucking early. I'm going to have it start coming out at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time starting this week, provided I can copy this live. So if not, then we'll go for it next time. So with that being said, for CJ Renegade and for Thabos, I am thejoshzodiac. We'll see you next time. Make it so.